Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. It is Thursday, November the 23rd, 2023. I just wanted to wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving from my house to yours. We don't do a lot around here anymore. The family dynamic has changed a little bit as people have moved on and created their own lives, stuff like that. Thanksgiving is not a big holiday for us. It hasn't been for several years. So the husband works and I hang out at home and take naps because I get naps on a day like today. So I'm excited about that. So I wanted to pop on and give everybody a little update in where I've been in the weight loss journey, also with the cancer situation that's going on. And again, that's not really what this video series was supposed to be about. But it does kind of crop up and it just kind of, I guess, shows everybody that sometimes the things change and that just is what it is. And you have to deal with it. So that's what we're doing here. We're just adapting and overcoming the best we can. Although I'm not going to lie, it has been very difficult. And we'll kind of talk about that a little bit today. So if you're going to hang with me, here we go. So update on the cancer. The cancer situation is kind of like this. I have some testing coming up on the 30th. They're going to do a check of, they're going to do a CT with dye, with contrast dye. So they can see if it's affected my lymph nodes in my neck or the ones that run along my face. So basically what we're talking about right here is we're talking about the lymph nodes that are here, the lymph nodes that are here, and the ones that run down here. So they're going to inject some dye, and we're going to kind of check all of this whole area here, as well as the area inside the ear, where the cancer actually started. So that's what we're going to kind of do on the 30th. They're also going to check, do an EKG or a heart check, if you will, take a little picture of my heart and see what it looks like. I should not have anything abnormal there unless something's changed over the years. And by years, I really just mean weeks, because I did one about a month ago for a Cleveland Clinic. So there's that. So I'm nervous about that. I'm nervous to see, because this is like the big unanswered question of, has the cancer metastasized? Where has it gone if it has? And just a reminder, I mean, this thing was hanging out in my ear for 2 years. And I have to, honest thing here. A lot of people are probably going to go, why though? How? But how did you not know? And it's not that I didn't know it was there. It was that I assumed it was something else, because when you talk about things, and I think a lot of people do this, they minimize the thought that it might be cancer, because cancer is such a rare situation in the fold of all the things that it could potentially be. Cancer is definitely not the very first thing that pops to everybody's mind, and it was not the first thing that popped to my mind, especially since I have a history of abscesses and I have a history of pockets of infection and stuff like that. I have some sort of an autoimmune situation going on that they're kind of not really sure about at the current time. So it could have been any of those things. I actually had a mole removed on my chest, just below my collarbone, in the center of my chest by my primary care at one point. And that was just because, honestly, it bothered me. It was raised and it would catch on shirts and stuff like that. It was just really uncomfortable. But she took that out, no problems. So, I mean, I think it's not necessarily I ignored it from a focused standpoint. Sorry, my lifeblood coffee. I didn't ignore it from a standpoint of, let's just, there's not really anything going on there. I knew it was there. I guess I was just thinking that it would go away, that I could pick it out almost like a pimple. But none of those things happened, and it didn't grow actually significantly until, about 4 to 6 weeks before I found out that it was cancer. So stuff can kind of change super, super slowly. So it doesn't necessarily draw your attention to it. And you're just like, oh, for the love, right? Like, what's going on now? Jeez. And that's kind of where it was in my life. And I'm like, forget about it. Like, I don't have time for this. I don't have time. I have work. I have a life. I have a family. I have this, not the other thing. And it was just one of those put it in the back of my mind thing. And it just became a natural part of my body, a natural part of my life. It was just a thing. And no one really saw it until lately. So I really didn't care, about making it a top priority. Again, what are the chances that it was cancer? They were supposed to be like almost none. But here we are. So that's what we're going to do on the 30th. I have surgery scheduled. It's called Mohs surgery, MOH''S surgery on December the 12th at the James. What they're going to do is they're going to go in layer by layer and cut it out. And again, remember, it's inside my ear. It's right behind a little thing that you push in on, this little thing right here. It's right behind there. So it's actually right in here. But it's a fairly common procedure by the specific doctor. So Dr. Kong at the James, whoop whoop, he's fantastic, super nice, super great. His staff was amazing. The James was a super overwhelming place. If you haven't been there, that's Ohio State University, the James. It's a cancer center, and that's distinctly all that they deal with are cancer on cancer on cancer. All the cancers, they deal with them. They have specific floors that deal with specific things. They have a transplant place that was actually on the same floor that I was at. That's the only reason I know it exists. They have, I mean, if anything cancer, they are like the mecca of knowledge and research about cancer. Think like when people think of super awesome centers, like medical centers, like the Mayo Clinic, they are the cancer Mayo Clinic, okay? They are where it's at. And we're lucky enough that they're in the state of Ohio. And it's about an hour and 20 minutes, hour and a half from where I live. I always decided that if I had cancer in my life, I was going to go to the James because that's where the studies are. That's where the knowledge is. They are doing their absolute darndest to be on the cutting edge and to figure out everything they can about all of the cancers. It's just a huge place. So going in, it was super overwhelming to me. It caught me totally off guard. I'm not sure what I expected, but there were just so many people. And I'm not a super people-y person. One-on-one is much easier than dealing with people in crowds. I find it very overwhelming and overstimulating. So for me, dealing with that many people, it was like, holy mackerel. There were people everywhere, and they were doing renovations of the registration. So the registration was in this super weird room, but everybody was very, very, very helpful. Everybody was very thoughtful. They had a very positive touch to everything, which was really comforting and nice. Their staff honestly was the best. Sorry. Their staff was amazing. So I went in, I registered, I went upstairs, which was floor 2, to I can't say it, but he's basically a fancy ear, nose, throat guy. So again, Dr. Kong, K-A-N-G at the James, if you're looking, for him. He does think about, people that have oral cancer, stuff like that. He deals with that stuff, pretty significantly. But this Mohs surgery is something that he does on a daily basis. So I'm excited to see the expert, if you will, or one of the experts in Mohs surgery. So one of the things that we're going to do is we're going to do that surgery again on the 12th. And recovery time is a total a little more than 3 weeks. I was concerned. One of the things I asked him, I do work in a communications center. One of the things I asked him was if there was an opportunity or a chance for this cancer to go inside, like this way, more towards my eye, into the inner ear part where you have your stapes and those types of bones that conduct hearing. He told me emphatically that there was a 0% chance that could have happened. And the emotion to hear that there's a 0% chance that I'm going to potentially go deaf because of this cancer was, it was emotional. It was very overwhelming, in a very positive way. I was ecstatic to know that he was so confident that there's a 0% chance that went there, because it's not the way that this cancer works, apparently, which is great news. So the big thing here is, where did it go? Did it stay in the ear, or did it go somewhere over in here somewhere? And then if it went down somewhere, where did it go? And then we're talking about the cancer that had metastasized as opposed to stayed local in the ear. So that's a whole different ballgame. The long-term statistics for that are a little different, but overall, squamous cell carcinoma has a 99 point something percent survival rate. So it's a fantastically high survival rate. So I'm holding on to that as a source of positivity. However, I mean, anytime you say cancer, it's scary as hell. Let me be honest. So let's talk about one of the things that changed my weight loss journey with this cancer. The emotion around finding out that you have cancer it's insanity, honestly. And I told my husband the first day. I'm so sorry. I told my husband the first day, I said, it's not the fact, it's not hearing the word that makes me so kerfluffled, I guess, makes me so emotional. It's feeling like there's parts of me that are not truly me. Like these cancer cells are like masqueraders. They are living in on my body and they don't belong there. They are pretending to be similar to my real cells, but they are not. And I think that's the most weird feeling. I guess it's very odd to feel that way, to know that, hypothetically, as the days go by, this could be spreading each day and becoming something different or mutating, or the cell structure could be changing. And I would never know that, I guess. And that's just kind of the crazy part of me that goes, ooh, but as far as eating habits go, it's changed a lot. I definitely have flown off the wagon more than I want to. It's been very frustrating for me, very difficult from the standpoint of the amount of anxiety, the amount of worry that comes along with this cancer situation. And like I said in my past videos, anything weight loss related, as far as a surgery expectation, will definitely happen next year. Now, I know that now. To talk about where I've been with that, I think that's probably going to come up in the next video. I don't know. I'm already at like 12 minutes, so I feel like you're not going to listen to me drone on for another 10. So, but eating habits, as far as finding out that I have cancer, have definitely changed. I've definitely gone back into that, well, I have cancer, F this, I don't even care anymore, type of attitude. And I am feeling it. The amount of bloat that I have is just outrageous. And I would like to even blame it on the holidays and say, with the holidays coming up, I've just been blah, blah, blah. But no, I've just been making terrible choices. That's just the way it's been. Terrible choices. So, here's to getting on the better bandwagon. In fact, for dinner tonight, we're making a homemade jambalaya. We're gonna do I think we use basmati rice as an alternative to straight old white rice. We're gonna add some queso, like chicken sausages, and some andouille to it, as opposed to like shrimp and stuff. So it's not necessarily a true jambalaya, but it's kind of, I guess, our own little take on it, with some fresh peppers, some fresh onions, all that good yumminess, tomatoes, tomato sauce, that type of stuff, to keep it a little bit on the fresher end. I know that we've been struggling a little bit, but we did have some really great soup that had a pretty fresh note. So I was pretty excited about that. So if you don't have me on the face page, you should probably add me. We are food nuts for sure. Food everywhere. And it is such a big part of our lives, but it's also part of, Andrew and I's love language, cooking for each other and cooking with each other. It keeps us close together. And it's a way that we get to see each other and get to kind of support each other and spend time with each other. So it's a wonderful thing that we do. But like I said, my eating habits have changed since I found out I have cancer. And it's just an emotional response to that. And like I said, so I'm going to start working my way back to good. I've started that with breakfasts. I'm not a breakfast person anyway, but lately I've been torpedoing breakfast, which is the start to your day. So if you suck at breakfast, like for me, if I suck at breakfast, I'm going to suck the rest of the day because it's easier that way. I already sucked. You already screwed it up. What more could I do? So I started with breakfast and doing the overnight oats, which I love. And I'm not a yogurt person. So yogurt with some sugar-free pudding mix in there, nami, nami, nami. You can really make the flavor change. It's one of my favorite things, and it's how I get my protein in the mornings. I also have, and again, I'm not supporting a product, blah, 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 but I also have Atkins shakes that I love. The creamy caramel and the iced mocha are great. I love coffee, so it gives me an opportunity to get some extra coffee in my day. On this Thanksgiving, drop your fave Thanksgiving food in the comments. I always love hearing what people are noshing on for Thanksgiving. What's a family favorite? For me, I have a couple. Oof. The green bean casserole is always a favorite of mine, but I love corn casserole. It is, my dad used to make this bomb corn casserole. I don't even know, but it was so good. And it's just a total favorite of mine. I could eat it all day long. But my favorite that I still cook, kind of, I guess, throughout the year is stuffing. We actually went to Sam's and got a bunch of boxes in that big box of stuffing because I love stuffing. Like, it's an unnatural obsession, but it's so good. So here's to togetherness. Here's to a better day moving forward if you're having a rough one, or to keeping the good vibes if you're having a good one. So happy Thanksgiving, everybody, and we'll talk soon. So have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful day and a great weekend. Oh, and if you get a good Black Friday deal, let me know. Drop it down in the comments. We're on the hunt for some tech for work, and I just kind of love seeing the cyber ones, because People-y and stuff, stores, oof. But let me know what's up, and happy Turkey Day. We'll talk later. Bye, guys.